Hello, everyone, and welcome here to Kansas Speedway. Joining you here for Oak House Racing, the Xfinity Series here at Kansas. Practice is still underway, about 3.5 minutes remaining. Current driver on the top of the board, Logan Gill. Taking a look at that driver right there. Fastest lap of 30.018. Second fastest on the board currently is Howard Peoples with a 30.2 flat. Looks like we're going to have a fairly competitive field here tonight. Race distance is going to be 100 laps, so definitely going to have plenty of time for exciting action under our belts. I'll be back with you just in 1 second once qualifying is underway. Back at you here for Oak House Racing, Xfinity Series at Kansas. Practice just wrapping up. Current fastest driver on the board being Logan Gill. Drivers preparing to get out for qualifying. We're going to take a ride on board with the 29 for his qualifying attempt here in just 1 moment. Drivers have 10 minutes to set, I presume, 2 qualifying laps. Not 100% sure, though. First driver out, going to be Travis Burton, the number 92. Logan Gill sitting on pit road, Howard Peoples as well. Most drivers still actually on pit road, but Travis Burton actively out. We're going to ride on board here. Well, that lap right there is going to set the 92 of Travis Burton to the provisional pole. Only 2 drivers have actually set a lap so far, that being Travis Burton and George, sorry if I butcher this last name, Kierfadides. Not 100% sure on that one. Wesley Beasley, 3rd quick. John Russo also set a lap, 4th quick on the board. Not 100% sure if drivers have 2 laps, but I believe that they are. I believe that they do have 2 laps. You see Travis Burton pulling it down pit road right there. Zachary Cartledge, current fastest driver. I actually don't know if he's racing or not. Breon Easter, 4th quick, taking a look at him right there. Very, very long time for these drivers to set their qualifying laps. Christopher Clore right here, number 21. Included last qualifying lap. Currently 6th quick, the 30.429 best lap, last lap set as well. Joshua Wise, 4th quick as well. Third quick across the line that time with a 30.307. Only 14 drivers have actually set laps so far. Have a couple more cars, a couple more drivers in the lobby that just haven't yet, so we'll get to there soon. Hopefully they'll set some laps. Yeah, some of the drivers on track right now. Howard Peoples come across the line that time. Going to set a lap 15th quick. Logan Gill, going to ride on board with him. Was fastest in practice. Just a quick update. Howard Peoples, fastest lap, top of the board, 30.265. Looking at Logan Gill across the line that time. Top of the board, quick time, 30.032. What a lap. Second place goes to Jason Trockey, the 30.162. Kevin Nearat, 3rd quick. Difference between 2nd and 3rd, not too far, but I'll tell you, Logan Gill set a heater of a lap. Brad Compton now up into that 2nd spot. Just wrapped up his qualifying laps right there. Pulling it down slowly onto the backstretch. Taking a look. Zachary Baker down the back straightaway. Was up about a 10th off of pole, but a little bit slower through the backstretch and into 3 and 4. Across the line that time, that's going to set the 77 in the same spot. That last lap right there was a 31.044. Jeez. 31.044. Best lap for him was a 30.352. Around 3.5 minutes remaining in qualifying here. Only driver still actually there are 2 drivers out on track right now. That being George. God. Hard last name right here. Carafadides. Definitely butchered that. And Bobby Hall Jr. Hall Jr. right here. Currently the slowest driver out on track. 22nd currently on his last qualifying lap right here. Let's take a look on board. Across the line that time. That's going to put him 3rd quick. 30.158. Much improved from his last lap. Was a 31 something. I don't have it here, but definitely slower. Still running laps. Qualifying, I believe his qualifying attempt has concluded. I'm going to look something up right here. Kirifides? Kirifides? That's what Google's telling me right here for the number 4. George Kirifides. Kirifides. I'll figure it out. Sometime through the night I'll figure it out. Less than a minute and a half remaining in qualifying here at Kansas. Track temperature currently 76 degrees Fahrenheit. Small gusts of wind up to 2 miles per hour heading north. 30% humidity, so very, very dry track. It's about 77 degrees Fahrenheit here in Kansas City, Kansas. Less than a minute left in qualifying. Oh, goodness. Drivers getting ready to have 100 laps of action here tonight at Kansas, whether it be green flag or yellow flag. Well, since we have some time, we might as well go ahead and take a look. Not necessarily take a look, but can talk about our current point standings as they run right now. George Kirifides, still probably not pronouncing that right, currently in the lead in the points. 1 win, 2 top 5s, 2 top 10s. Very consistent from him right there. Total 452 points. He has a 19-point gap over second of Howard Peoples. Currently 6th in qualifying order. Brad Compton, 3rd in points. Logan Gill right behind him. Travis Burton's going to round out your top 5. Once they become a little bit more relevant further on to the race, we might talk about them some more. 4th race of the schedule next weekend. Going to be back at Pocono. That'll definitely be an interesting race to see for sure. These Xfinity cars at Pocono can be kind of uncertain at times. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at our starting lineup here at Kansas. Taking a look right now with 2nd place starter of Brad Compton. We're going to go ahead and take a look at our grid here. Starting first with a 30.032, that's going to be Logan Gill in the 29. He was fastest in practice, fastest in qualifying. Definitely looking like it's going to be a good race for him. Brad Compton starting in second with a 30.088. Bobby Hall Jr. starting third with Jason Trocki on his outside. Kevin Nearat fifth with Howard Peepless on his outside. Zachariah Cartledge in seventh. George Kirifides in eighth. Joshua Wise starting in ninth with Travis Burton on his outside. 11th and 12th is going to be Zachary Baker and Breon Easter, respectively. 13th is going to go to Christopher Clore. 14th is Chasen McCook. 15th, Andrew Floyd with Todd Slauson in 16th. 17th is going to be Lawrence Brandon Briggs. 18th is going to be Bill Bonsma. 19th, John Russo. 20th, Frank Ranger Jr. 21st, Wesley Beasley. And 22nd of James Burns. I haven't said my name yet. I'm Maxwell Funderburg, usually streamer for the Universal Broadcasting Network. Well, we're on the Universal Broadcasting Network. Usually stream a league called the Universal iRacing Series. But we're not here for the UIS. We are here for Oak House Racing, the Xfinity Series specifically. Drivers preparing to get the signal to go green flag racing. It's definitely going to be an exciting one, to say the least. At least I'm sure hoping so. This is my first time here. From the sound of things, Logan Gill usually seems like he's a front runner at this place. Same for Brad Compton starting on his outside. The front row seem like they are pretty fast together most of the time. So let's get ready to see who's going to prevail after 100 laps of green flag racing. Zachary Cartledge actually not starting. I think he just qualified for fun. Pace car down pit road. Logan Gill is going to take the green flag here at Kansas for 100 laps of racing. And into turn one, clean so far. Gill cleared to second of Hall by about 3 car lengths out of 2 already. Compton dropped back a position, didn't quite get the restart that he wanted. Inside lane definitely got the better jump there, trying to rip that high side and across down. Actually got a little bit loose in the corner there. You can see the rear end kicking out a little bit in the back. Somebody was around. That's going to be Jason Trocki around through the grass, keeping it green. Back to the race leader, Logan Gill. Lap 2 out of 100 in the books. Taking a look. Battle for second between Hall Jr. and Compton. Compton's about a car length off the rear end of the 94. Might try to take an alternate lane into 3. Yes, he is. He's going to try to rip that high side. Got to get the run off the corner, though. That's the important part about ripping the high side. Not going to quite be enough. About a 10th from the back of the 94. Less than a 10th now. That's there side by side. Compton tried to dive it in deep into 1 and 2. Didn't quite have enough to stick it. We're going to ride on board with him real quick here. And you can just hear how much quicker he's able to pick up on the throttle in the 94, but it seems like Bobby Hall Jr. is just able to get that run in and run off better. Lap 5 out of 100 leader, still being Logan Gill. Kevin Nearat starting to catch to the rear end of the number 6. Gap between them just around 0.2 of a second. Driver started 4th, down 17 spots. Saw him spin earlier. It's going to be Jason Cherokee. Definitely not having the night that he wanted so far. Looking like it was going to be a good night for him coming in. Taking a look at Todd Slauson. About a 3-car battle here. Looking now here at Andrew Floyd. It was Slauson, Beasley, and Floyd. Things starting to settle out a little bit between all those drivers there. Brad Compton still not too far back from the rear bumper of Bobby Hall Jr. Definitely having a good night so far, regardless of being in 3rd rather than 2nd. Take a look a little bit further back. We got some more battle here on track. Joshua Wise, Bill Bonsma, side-by-side racing into 3 and 4. Bonsma's actually going to get the advantage off the corner. Back to the line here. Slauson now nearly to the rear end of Joshua Wise, heading into turns 1 and 2. Fell back a little bit off of him. Wise just clear of Bonsma there. They're 3 wide. They were 3 wide. Not now. Here comes Slauson trying to send it down on the inside. He's going to get next to Wise. Looks like Wise is going to clear him off the corner, get that high side advantage right there. Into the wall, actually, for the 51. Joshua Wise going to allow a couple drivers, 4 to be exact, to get past him. Definitely falling out. It's going to be Slauson, Beasley, Bonsma, and Floyd all getting past him right there. Howard Peepless, Christopher Clore nearly getting to his rear bumper, the 22 right there. He's going to send it on the high side by side through turns 4. Clore's going to clear him off the corner. A lot of C and K sounds there. I was giving myself a little bit of a tongue twister, to say the least. Logan Gill, still your race leader, led all 12 laps so far this race. Been a good race for him so far. Looks like we might have a 3-car battle for second here in just one moment, that being Compton, Hall Jr., and Nearat. Kevin Nearat, actually the last car in this little pack right here, just about side by side, just past Hall Jr. down the backstretch. Hall Jr. is going to tuck in behind him heading into turns 3 through 4. Nearat's going to have the better advantage on that high side right there. He's going to get clear of Hall Jr. for 3rd. Sights are now set on 2nd of Brad Compton. There you can see 2nd on back down the back straightaway there. Everybody's running pretty much a lane or 2 up. Seems like the middle lane's been the dominant one so far tonight. Outside doesn't seem like it has much of an advantage yet. For those of you football fans that are watching the NFC Championship game, currently 17-13, Seahawks with the advantage at halftime. Definitely going to be a good game. Once this is over, I might actually go watch the rest of that. Drivers now starting to migrate a little bit more towards the top side. You saw Compton, Nearat, even Gill starting to migrate a little bit further up through 3 and 4. So they're actually going to get a little bit closer to the rear end of the race leader. Logan Gill actually starting to get under some sort of threat from second and third place of Compton and Nearat. Compton, Nearat, sending it in on the high side. Gill protecting down low, sliding it up off the corner exit. Last lap right there, Gill was 0.2 slower than Compton in second. 0.1 slower than Nearat in third. Brad Compton, definitely the fastest car on track right now. There you see, nearly to the rear bumper of the 29, going to set it up into turn 3. Nearly side by side. Gill's still going to be clear off the corner. Blocking down the front stretch. Compton was side by side with him for 1 second. They're side by side now going into turn 1. The 6 and the 69 riding that high side right up next to the outside wall. Nearly hitting it. As the Compton in the 6 is actually into the outside retaining wall, it's going to allow Nearat to actually slingshot by him as they head into turn 3. Gill still protecting down low. Staying as conservative as possible right now. All the drivers definitely running at full steam ahead. Specifically these top 3. Compton into the wall again. You saw right there in the back, the number 6. Nearat's going to try to get to the rear bumper of the 12. He's going to set it up down the inside into turn 3. Deep dive from the 69. He's not going to try to slide it. He might come up a little bit off corner exit. He's clear of the 12. New race leader, Kevin Nearat. But Logan Gill isn't done yet. He's not ready to give up that race lead for good. He's going to try to fight back into turn 1. About a car length separates first and second. Compton falling out of the picture a little bit here. 0.3 off the back of Logan Gill in second there. There you see right there. Kevin Nearat, current race leader. Gill led about 17, 18 laps before Nearat and Compton got to him. May have just burnt up his tires too quickly. That's one of the things that you can't forget, especially at these intermediate-sized tracks. You got to preserve. They seem fun to just go full steam right off the jump. Try to get up to the front as quick as possible. But you got to be a little bit conservative with it, because if you don't, then, well, you end up happening what happened to Gill right there. Nearat still your race leader. Gill and Compton still right behind. Gap actually growing a little bit though. Over half a second the difference from first to second now. Not much action going on in the field right now. Small pack here. Todd Slauson actually leading them. George Kierfeis right behind. This is 9th and 10th. Chasen McCook Not too far behind number 14 in P11. You can throw a couple of these cars right together. Todd Slauson actually starting to get near the rear bumper of Howard Peepless, in position number 8, number 22. Numbers on the left side of the screen are not, some of them aren't correct, I will note that. Travis Burton kind of on his own island right here. We'll take a look on board. You can see the next closest driver up, Zachary L. Baker. Pretty far up, in all honesty. Take a look here. It's Todd Slauson getting ready to set up the pass on the 22 of Howard Peepless. Jason McCook actually just got another spot right there from the number 4 of George Cardafis. Definitely butchering that last name, by the way. Sorry. Probably Georgian, or oh my goodness, butchering Howard's too. But here comes Slauson trying to set up the pass for 8th. Faked low, went high, hit the wall a little bit there. Definitely not what you want to do in that situation. Out of 4, he's going to have the advantage. Fake low, go high. Tried the move a couple of times. Seems like it's worked most of the time for him. The number 88 there. Ripping about a lane down from the outside wall, but it's going to be enough to clear the 22 of Peepless. Slauson now into P8. Jason McCook actually just got past the 22. 22 might have burnt up his stuff a little bit too much right there. Kevin Nearat really pulling from 2nd and 3rd of Gill and Compton. Gap is nearly 2 seconds to Gill, but Compton and Gill are still right with each other. Well, for the most part, Gap averaging around 3/10 between those two drivers right there. Like I said, most of the field is pretty spread out, not super compacted. Let's take a look in the back. Jason Trocchi down pit road. Frank Ranger Jr. actually just coming off pit road right there. I believe that this may be the start of their pit cycle. So we're going to keep an eye on our race leader to see when he decides to come down pit road, presumably for tires and fuel, but the way things are going for the number 69, he may not take tires, maybe a gas and go. Sorry for the coughing, by the way. Just getting over a little sickness here, so apologies for that. The gap is just growing from Nearat to Gill. Gap over 2 seconds now. As here comes Bobby Hall Jr. and matter of fact, Christopher Clore, all starting to get towards Gill and Compton. Riding on board with Bobby Hall Jr. There you saw on your left side of your screen, Joshua Wise was coming out of pit road. Looks like a lot of drivers are actually coming down this time, including your race leader, Kevin Nearat. It's going to be Nearat, Gill, Compton. Baker's going to come down. Slauson's coming down. McCook's coming. So that's going to actually put Bobby Hall Jr. into the race lead here. Christopher Clore right behind. It's Joshua Wise in the 51. He is a lap down, but he's looking to unlap himself the old-fashioned ways. He's actually going to do that as Hall and Clore are going to come down pit road this time. Oh, goodness. Sorry about that. Well, Wesley Beasley received a black flag. Not sure what for, but he has received a black flag. Hall Jr. still down pit road. Former race leader Kevin Nearat actually coming out of the pits right now, just onto the backstretch. He's going to try and get his lead back. You can see this actually shrunk the gap between first and second of Nearat and Gill. Look, they're right with each other now. Nearat 6, 5, 4, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, no second. There's Hall on the access road right there. Nearat's going to get back to the race lead. Oh my goodness, I'm losing my voice. Hall's going to cycle back out to third. Definitely what the driver of the 94 is looking for right there. Clore is going to stay in fourth, but Baker's going to look for some more track position. Nearly to the rear bumper of the 21. Going into turn one, he's going to stay right behind right there. There you can see those two drivers right there. Main battle we're looking at on our screen right now. Clore actually got into the wall a little bit right there. Down the backstretch, Clore's actually pulling from Baker, especially in 1 and 2 and down the back straightaway. Lots of lap traffic going on right here. You can see leader Kevin Nearat. Let's ride on board with him to see the lap traffic right in front of him. That being John Russo right there, right in front of him. It's going to be Jason Truck. We saw him spin earlier. Fought his way back up to 16th. Just went a lap down. First car, a lap down. Frank Ranger Jr. taking a look at him right here. Currently the last car on the lead lap, but soon may get passed by the charging two leaders of Nearat and Gill. It seems like Gill may be faster on the short run, but Nearat may be quicker on the long run. But I will say, if we keep it caution-free for the rest of the race, and Gill is able to do what he did last time, if he's able to pull massively in front of the leader, Nearat, then it may come down to a pretty close finish between these two drivers here. Gap to third from second over, well, not over now, but it was around 3 seconds. You can see Nearat actually pulling from Gill right there. We're going to take a minute here, and we're just going to ride on board. I guess you could call it what did NASCAR used to call it? I'm blanking now. Crank it up. UBN crank it up. I just got to rest my voice for a second. So we're going to ride on board here. Logan Gill and Kevin Nearat. I'm still going to be here, but my voice is starting to go. So it'll just be a minute until you hear my beautiful voice once more. I'm Maxwell Funderburk, and I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back here, joining you for Oakhouse Racing Xfinity Series here at Kansas. My voice, I don't know if you can hear it or not, but it's starting to go just a little bit. Well, just an update. I know that you guys have seen it, but Kevin Nearat got into the wall a little bit in 1 and 2. Coming out of 2, scraped the wall just a little bit. Currently, let's get back to the vertical ticker so I can see everything. Currently about 5/10 back from the rear end of Gill. So definitely not doing quite as well as I think he expected to. But Logan Gill, your pole sitter, fastest in practice. Like I said, fastest short run speed car. But Nearat is not out of the picture yet. I believe that the top 2 are probably the only ones that are in contention if we go green the rest of the way. Closest in 3rd of Bobby Hall is over 2 seconds back from the leader. Lap 53 out of 100 coming to 54, just a little bit past halfway, just missed the halfway mark there. Let's take a look at their last lap times real quick, why don't we? Last lap for Gill was a 32.297. Last lap for Nearat was a 32.169, so Nearat in second, a good amount quicker than the leader of Gill. You can see he's actually caught quite a bit just in that short time, gaps around 3/10 of a second. But it could change. If these 2 drivers do keep getting into a battle and they slow each other down, then don't count out Bobby Hall in 3rd. He may be able to close just a little bit. But it looks like Nearat may just stay around here in comparison to Gill. For those of you that are just joining, make sure that you actually subscribe to the YouTube channel. I know we don't typically stream Oakhouse Racing, but you don't want to miss Universal iRacing Series. Wouldn't say the pinnacle, but definitely one of the top underground iRacing leagues. I know that sounds dumb, but very exciting racing. Link for the Discord is in the bio. Link for Oakhouse Racing and Universal Broadcasting Network are below, so if you are interested, make sure you go check those out. Back on board here with the 69 of Nearat. Shrunk the gap a little bit, closer to being 2/10 rather than 3 now. And I will tell you, once you start to get down into the closing laps of these races, time just starts to tick by like it's nothing. Nearat's actually starting to get pretty close to Gill on entry. Evens out a little bit more on exit, but definitely gets a lot closer on corner entry, especially into 1. Now remember, coming into here, Nearat's 10th in points. Probably not the position that he wants to be in. Current race leader, Gill, coming in was in 4th, so definitely having a good night for both these guys. Nearat definitely going to jump a few spots if I had to guess after this race is over. The driver's rolling strong on that middle high side right there, so definitely have space to move around. If I had to give advice to either of these drivers, I'd just say go where the other one isn't. Usually your best advice at these intermediates. Take the advice maybe don't. I don't know. Sometimes I don't know what I'm talking about. Sometimes I do. Both of them, yeah, continuing to run very, very strong on the high side. You can see right there, Trocky powered past both of them. Both these drivers are on much older tires. Matter of fact, Hall Jr. is actually starting to get more into the mix. I was missing that out. Jeez, he got up to 3/10 behind second of Nearat. Apologies for missing that, but he's had an incredible run up. He's shortened the gap by almost 2 seconds. His drivers, top three, you can see him right there, getting around another lapper. Hall Jr. is going to try to do something else. Looks like he hit the wall a little bit there. Might have had to do something. Just trying to get around the lap car there on the bottom. That's going to be Andrew Floyd. Right in the mix of everything. Gill's around him. It's Nearat and Hall Jr.'s turn. Seems like Nearat's probably going to get around him coming off the corner here. Yeah, he's going to clear him. Very defensive blocking from Floyd on Hall Jr. As they're actually going to make contact. Floyd is going to wreck into the outside wall. Heavy, heavy damage for the rear end of the 20, and caution is going to fly for the first time here tonight at Kansas Speedway. My goodness, lap car contact with the third place driver. We're going to go ahead and take a look right here on the replay. Well, here we were looking at it earlier. The three leaders, first, second, and third, were all together. And then we'll take it into slow-mo here. Coming out, for some reason, the 20 of Andrew Floyd just goes left down the track. Ends up rear-ending it into the outside wall. Hall Jr. actually seems like he came out of it pretty unscathed. But heavy, heavy damage for Andrew Floyd. We're going to take another look at that real quick. We're going to ride on board with the 20. There you can see into the outside wall. We're going to take a look on board with Bobby Hall Jr. too. Here we are on board. Yeah, heavy, heavy contact. There you can see we're on board still with the number 20, Andrew Floyd, just sitting on pit road. Heavy, heavy damage. I believe these drivers don't have fast repairs. As here comes the entire field down pit road for the most part, led by Gill. You're at in second. Let's see what the call is down pit road. You're going to look at pit stop times. Nearat right sides up. Gill right sides up as well. Hall Jr. Looks like his right sides are already down. Left side's up there. Looks like most drivers are actually opting to take 4 tires. Gill off pit road. Nearat off pit road. Christopher Clore, great pit stop from the number 21. Jumped up a few spots. Zachary Baker, also good stop. Bobby Hall, probably taking some damage there from the contact. Down to 10th. Definitely not what you want to see from a guy running third. Contact with a lapper. Well, we are currently under our first caution of the night after contact between Bobby Hall Jr. and Andrew Floyd. Brought out our first caution. Andrew Floyd was a lap down. Hall Jr. was running in P3. Contact between those two brought out the caution. Very unfortunate for the very unfortunate for that to happen right there. Lap 67 out of 100 now. Definitely not something that you want to see, especially contact between a lapper and a podium driver. Drivers, they have received the signal. They're going to go back green flag racing this time by. Lights on the pace car are off. Gill's going to be restarting on the inside. You're out on the outside. Gill's going to be your control car back into the restart zone. Pace truck's going to take a sharp left turn down pit road. Just one moment. Taking a look. I'm looking for it. Starter cam. Getting ready to go back green flag racing. Logan Gill on the gas. Green flag back out at Kansas for the second time tonight. And a great restart from the 21 of Christopher Clore. But this entire group right here, you got to be careful. Tom Slauson diving it in deep, chasing McCook right behind him. You got a big pack right here, allowing Logan Gill, your race leader, pulse hitter, to just pull away. Christopher Clore up 10 spots from his starting position of 12th. Definitely an impressive drive up the field from him. Starting to get a little bit more filed out here. Slauson near at side by side for third. Near at definitely didn't get the restart that he wanted. But he's still fighting pretty strong for that third right there. These two right in front of McCook. Better be careful though, because if they get into it, 14 may just be able to benefit, get right past. Bobby Hall was running third prior to the caution, had contact with the number 20, brought out the caution, back up to 7th, restarted all the way back in 9th or 10th, I believe. Side by side for P3, McCook looking to make it 3 wide, 3-car battle for P3. Lots of threes going around right now. We'll take a look on board with him. Logan Gill still has the race lead over a second, the difference to second of Christopher Clore. Clore got an amazing restart there, as you guys saw. Benefited greatly near at, fell back just a couple of positions, just one position to be exact. But Slauson, pretty big mover. He qualified 15th. He's up 11 spots. Biggest mover in the field so far, at least positive mover. Biggest loser is Jason Trocki so far, down 11 spots. Definitely not what he wanted here tonight. Most of the drivers opting to run the bottom side. Taking a look in turn 3. Goodness gracious. Gill still your race leader, gap now 1.2 seconds to Christopher Clore. Sorry for the coughing as well. Still trying to get better from the sickness. Well, good news. The 69 of Nerat pulled away a little bit from the 88 there of Todd Slauson. So distancing himself from that. Bobby Hall Jr. having an incredible run up the field. Gonna actually pass Slauson there up into P4. Fighting his way back up nearly to where he was before the caution came out. Probably the fastest driver on this short run. But Logan Gill, it's been Gill nearly all night. Most of the race has been between him and Nerat. But so far, after our first caution of the night came out, Gill has been the dominant car for sure. Pulling a little bit to Clore in second, the 21. Right behind, taking a look right here. We're right on board with him. Looking behind. On board with Nerat, looking at the rear side of his car. I don't know why I phrased that so weird. Looking out the back, you can see Bobby Hall Jr. fighting up positions, about to contend for that third spot. Definitely the biggest potential battle that we're looking at on the track here. Most of the field, single file racing, not much side-by-side action. After the drivers cross the line this time, we'll go ahead and take a look at their last lap, not their fastest lap. Taking a look on the comparison right here. Kevin Nerat's last lap was a 31.509. Hall Jr.'s last lap was a 31.592. It's definitely a gap between these two drivers. You have the active time difference right there between those two. Averaging around a tenth of a second, or no, 1 second, excuse me, between those two drivers. Hall Jr. still trying to fight up, but the gap is basically staying the same right now. Well, I think that, just 1 second here. I gotta combine my thoughts. I think that Nerat might be catching to Christopher Clore. Well, I mean, the time differences there weren't that much, but they were definitely close. Currently, you have 19 laps to go on track here. Logan Gill still your race leader. Actually slower than Clore that lap, though, so difference between Gill and Clore is actually less than a second now. It's rapidly closing, so Gill may have a little bit on his plate here in just a moment. Well, the gap between first and second has actually shrunk around 0.2 of a second. But like I said earlier, I said I think that Logan Gill probably has the best short run speed in the field. As caution is going to fly, Travis Burton in the infield grass. We're going to try and get a replay, see what happened here. We saw him spinning right there. I believe we may be a lap ahead. Yes, we are. Well, okay. Let's see what happens here. Hit the wall. Made some contact with the 5 right there. Breon Easter spun through the infield grass enough to get the caution out. That's our second caution of the night, coming out on lap 86 out of 100, coming in on the later half of this race. So definitely gonna put a big what if into the strategy portion of this race. Do you take 2 tires? Do you take 4? Do you take no tires? I do think that no tires may be too risky of a call to make. But let's see. Gill's going to lead them down to pit road. We have one car staying out in the back, and that car's going to be, well, actually, give me a second. Trying to find it here. That's going to be Brad Compton. He's going to stay out. Oh, he was a lap down. He's getting his lap back, getting a wave around. So Logan Gill, yeah, still your race leader. So let's see what happens down pit road. Pit box time, just 10 seconds. 4 tires. The call for the number 12, Christopher Clore. May have only taken 2. Let's get a replay real quick. Here we are looking at Clore into his box. Overshot it a little, actually. Right side's up. Fuel, and he's out. Christopher Clore, Chasen McCook took 2 tires, but I may add that the lead 2 are the only 2 drivers that took 2 tires. Everybody else on back took 4s. So we're going to go back green on lap, I believe, 89 out of 100. It's going to be 12 laps to go, I think. Don't quote me on that. But like we've seen all night, Logan Gill has had the best short run speed in the field. And the way that things are looking right now, it looks very, very good for the driver of the number 29. There you see his perspective. Let's take a look at the helmet cam. This is what he sees right now. Probably not, because I have my FOV turned way up. But it's definitely going to be an exciting race. It's going to be an exciting finish here at Kansas. Excuse me. I'm trying to get all the coughs out before we go back green. Well, pace truck down pit road. It's going to be Christopher Clore restarting the race in first. Green flag out for the 3rd time at Kansas Motor Speedway under the lights, and they're wrecking in the back. Probably not enough to warrant a caution. That's going to be James, West. Oh my goodness, who was that? Frank Ranger Jr. Slower on track, but we're still green. Logan Gill got the restart of his life, and they're wrecking in the back. Christopher Clore around. Big time wrecks in the back. Oh my goodness. I believe somebody may be up and over Caution's going to fly for the third time tonight for that restart wreck. Christopher Clore towed back already. Very, very quick. We're going to get a replay, see what happened. So off the restart, Gill got a great restart into one, jumped down to the inside immediately. And, well, it looks like Clore just kind of got loose in the corner. Man, Hall Jr. got into him hard. And he got shot up into the air. Goodness gracious. So did Todd Swanson. Let's go on board here with Christopher Clore and watch it from his perspective. Watch it on the nose cam here, or on the roof cam. Well, there you can see, got shot up into space. Taking a look on board, Todd Swanson. Salson. I've been saying his name wrong the whole race. Salson. My goodness. Apologies there, Todd, or anybody that's watching. I've been saying his name wrong the whole time. Todd Slauson. Unless I'm just going insane. Which may be the current situation that we're going through. Caution out for the third time tonight here. Lap 91 out of 100. 10 laps to go. Caution was out there. Contact. Christopher Clore ended up around. Todd Slauson, there, I said it right that time, also involved in that incident there. Both of their nights probably over, if I had to guess. Clore's rear end bumper is just completely missing there. So that was Bill Bonsma that got involved. I believe he's the one that slammed into Todd's rear end, the number 88 there. Don't think anyone's going to come down pit road this time, though. Well, like I've been saying all night, Logan has definitely had the fastest short run speed, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. Lights on the pace truck are off. I'm gonna take a drink of water before this restart, so hopefully I don't fry my voice too bad. Well, like I said, Gill been fast on short run all night, but starting on his outside, the other number one threat basically all night, Kevin Nearat, gonna be looking to do whatever he can. Try and get up as many spots as he can as well. I'll try to get all the coughs out of my system before we go back green flag racing. Well, here we are. Drivers getting ready to go back green flag racing. It's going to be Logan Gill, Kevin Nearat. Been the top two basically all night. Green flag is out once more at Kansas. And Logan Gill has a black flag. I believe it may have just been cleared, though. Yeah, his black got cleared. Great jump on the restart there. 3/10 to second place of George Carefithies. Still probably mispronouncing it, but here comes Kevin Nearat contending for that second place spot. He's going to have enough of a run off the corner to slide up in front of the 4 and clear him there. Drivers coming up on the number 92 of Travis Burton right there. He's going to stay high. Drivers hopefully are going to get around him clean. Still green. 6 laps to go at Kansas. It's still Gill. Hey, that rhymes. But don't count out Nearat yet. He's been fast pretty much all night. But let's see if he's able to pull some sort of miracle out here. Into 1. Oh, now we're 6 to go. Excuse me, we were 7 that time. Down the back straightaway. Back into turn 1. Excuse me, turn 3. Goodness gracious, I'm losing my mind. Been great racing all around. 5 laps to go. Officially this time by. And down the back straightaway, you saw Burton into the wall. Back there. Keeping it green, though. Things are looking less and less likely for the number 69 of Kevin Nearat running in second. Almost over half a second behind the first place driver of Logan Gill. It's been Gill nearly all night. Nearat had the lead for a little bit, but Gill has always been there, especially on the short run. Led basically the entire first stint here. He's looking to finish it off and get this win. It'll be a great one for him. Put him into a very, very, very good points position. Coming in, he was 4th. But with a win, I think it'll greatly help him. Doesn't have a win on the season yet. Cleared by over 7/10 of a second to Kevin Nearat in the 69. He's coming to 2 laps to go here at Kansas. Gap just growing to second place. My gosh. Sorry for that. Down the back straightaway. It's looking like this may be the final nail in the coffin for everybody besides Logan Gill. Out of turn 4, he's going to take the white flag this time by Logan Gill. 1 lap to go here at Kansas. Through 1 and 2, he's just taking it slow, wheeling it around, just trying to baby it. Battle for second, looking more and more likely, but we're going to keep our eye on our race leader through 3. And coming out of turn 4 for the final time tonight, it's been Gill nearly all night. At the line when it counts, it's Logan Gill winning at Kansas Speedway. Great finish there. Gill cleared on second of Nearat by over 1.5 seconds. Great finish there. Everybody coming by to congratulate the driver of the number 12. He's going to come down to the start-finish line, and he's going to burn it down. Logan Gill. For the best camera angle to get you guys a good view of this celebration here. Smoke's not rendering, man. That would have been a great shot there. But there you are, folks. Logan Gill, your race winner here at Kansas for the Oak House Racing Xfinity Series. Before I let you guys go, we're going to go ahead and take a look at our finishing results. Oops, I don't know what that is. But here we are. Our finishing results. There goes his engine. Your race winner we saw right there, showing off his victory celebration. Logan Gill, Kevin Nearat finishing second with Brad Compton in third. Saw quite the battle there for that second place position, right behind a little bit there. Fourth is going to go to George Kyferdes. Once again, sorry if I'm mispronouncing your last name. Fifth is going to be Zachary L. Baker. Breon Easter in sixth. Chasen McCook in seventh. Eighth is going to go to Howard Peepless. Ninth is going to be Jason Trocky. 10th going to be Lawrence Brandon Briggs. 11th is going to go to Bobby Hall Jr. 12th, Joshua Wise. 13th is going to be Frank Rager Jr. James Burns in 14th with Travis Burton in 15th. 16th is going to go to Christopher Clore with Todd Slauson in 17th. Bill Bonsma in 18th with Andrew Floyd in 19th. And John Russo behind in 20th. Wesley Beasley finishes 21st. Zachary Cartledge did not start. And that's me right there, Maxwell Funderburg. So thank you very much. It's my first time streaming for Oak House Racing, filling in for Zachariah Cartledge. I hope that you all enjoyed our presentation here on the Universal Broadcasting Network tonight. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss races just like this one. Maybe not just like this one, but definitely exciting racing. I'm Maxwell Funderburg. Thank you all very, very much for watching. I hope that the rest of you guys have a wonderful rest of your Sunday morning, and especially for those of you guys in the U.S., especially northern, stay warm, stay safe, have a good night.